young woman from Uttar Pradesh's Hathras who died days after being gang raped and tortured was strangled, brutalized and suffered cervical spine injury. This is what her autopsy report has said. The final diagnosis does not mention rape, but the report refers to tears in her private parts. The Uttar Pradesh police has now claimed that the forensic report had proved that she was not raped or gang raped. The postmortem report says the victim died due to her neck injury. The FSL report hasn't found sperm samples, making it clear that some people twisted the matter to stir caste-based tensions. This is what the Additional Law and Order of Uttar Pradesh has in fact said. But let's just try and break it down for you. The report that was made in the Aligarh hospital on the 22nd of September, which is an initial medical report prepared on the condition of the woman at a government hospital, says that on the basis of a local examination, we are of the opinion that there are signs of use of force. However, opinion regarding penetrative intercourse is reserved pending availability of FSL reports. On the 29th and the 30th, the postmortem report by Delhi Safdarjung Hospital says that she was strangled, brutalized and suffered cervical spine injury. Her autopsy report does not, however, mention rape. My colleague Arvind Gunasekar, who's been tracking the details of this story, is now joining us on the broadcast. Arvind, whatever is being said in the FSL reports, whether it is the 22nd of September report from Aligarh or whether it is the autopsy report that has been released by the Safdarjung Hospital, appear to be, contradictory to what the victim has said in her own dying declaration, where she has alleged that she was raped.
Yeah, Rishika, in fact, there are two medical reports we have in our hand. One, the Aligarh hospital report, that's where she was first admitted, and after a local examination of the victim, the Aligarh hospital had written a detailed report regarding the condition of the victim. That is the first report. We also have the Safdarjung postmortem report, where the postmortem was conducted on the victim's mortal remains after she died on 29. So we have both these reports, and both those reports are actually speaking about some kind of injury or some kind of using force. In fact, the postmortem report, usually postmortem reports, they don't mention about the rape, etc., if the rape is not the cause of death. So even in this particular case, the postmortem does not speak, the postmortem report does not mention anything about the rape. The postmortem report mainly focuses on the cause of death. So in this particular case, her injury in her spine, in the upper spine or in the neck region, that has caused the death. So that has been clearly mentioned in this particular postmortem report, where the postmortem report also speaks about the attempt to strangulate, the strangulation attempt on her, and also the postmortem report details that that particular strangulation attempt has not caused her death. Her cause of death is only due to the injury that caused that was in the upper region of her neck, upper region of her spine in the neck. So that's one thing clear. Coming to the second very important point regarding the rape, what the postmortem report is actually mentioning is about certain injuries in her private parts. Exact quote of the postmortem report is that there are certain old healed injury marks in her private parts. So that has been clearly given in the postmortem report also. Even in the Aligarh hospital examination report also, even that has been clearly given, that there appears to be a forceful injuries have caused in the victim's body, and that has been clearly given. So in both the reports, certain samples were collected for the forensic examination. So today, what the ADG of Uttar Pradesh, the UP's ADG Law and Order, what he is saying is that based on the FSL examination, they have got to know that no sperm was found in the samples that were collected from the remain of the victim, and that's why he has ruled out rape in this particular case. So two questions are being raised in this particular case. One, if the police is coming to a clear indication, coming to a clear stand that it's not a case of rape, then how are they gonna justify, how are they gonna explain the injury marks in her private parts? So that is very clear. That has been clearly mentioned in the postmortem report. So the police has to explain then what caused those internal injuries, what caused those injuries in her private parts. That's one thing. Second thing, what the forensic experts are saying is that what if the accused use some kind of protective measure? In that particular case, the sperm would not be, the sperm would not have been also, in the sample that were collected from the remains of the victim. Also, what is unclear
at the moment, Arvind, is when were these samples taken? Because if the samples were taken a week after the alleged crime was committed, or if the samples were taken 15 days after the crime was committed, then, you know, in order to just rule out rape because of the absence of semen, perhaps, you know, is also questionable.
Yeah, police has not given any clear picture regarding when these samples were taken.
Yes.
In fact, as per the reports that what we have, both the Aligarh hospital report and also the Safdarjung report, postmortem report, the police have collected samples on 2 occasions. One on September 22nd from Aligarh hospital and second one on September 29th after her postmortem. So there are 2 occasions where the police have collected the samples from her body. But we are not sure this particular FSL report which the UP police is speaking about. We are not sure which sample the UP police is speaking about. Again, that's a very important question. If there is a delay in the collection of samples, and again these summons that won't be part of the FSL report. So that's what even the forensic reports are actually speaking about. Another very important point in this particular case, according to the reports, even the victim has given a statement that she was raped.
Absolutely.
So as per law, that particular statement holds effect. So that's very important point. How the UP
and
police going to probe from this angle is very important.
Why is it that despite the fact that the victim very clearly in her dying declaration has alleged rape, why despite that is the Uttar Pradesh police you know, going by an FSL report, talking about the absence of semen? You know, why was her body cremated hurriedly overnight in the dead of the night without the family's consent? The family alleges that they didn't get the last chance to see her. You know, there are allegations, Arvind, at the moment, and of course they need to be investigated on whether this is a cover-up.
Yeah, Rishika, in fact, what the police is actually relying on is only on those FSL reports that's based on the samples collected from the victim's body. So based on that particular forensic examination, that is the serological examination, the police is saying that no semen was present in that particular samples, and that's why they are ruling out rape. So even if they are ruling out rape only based on the FSL report, then what are the other evidences showing up here? That there is a statement, there is an 164 statement according to reports that the victim has recorded, and the victim clearly has said that she was raped. So that's a very important point. That even if the police saying that we are not gonna go with the report, go with the statement of the victim, but it's as per law, that's a onus on the accused side. They have to prove their innocence. Our law is very clear. The moment a woman files a complaint that she was raped, it's the onus is on the accused to prove their innocence. But here UP police is coming to the fore, and then they are saying that relying on the FSL report, they are saying that there is no rape in this particular case. Even let's take on the record, because the FSL report the police is relying. Then what are they going to speak about the postmortem report, where the postmortem report is clearly speaking about old healed injuries in her private parts? So when those injuries, what is the cause of those injuries? When did that injury happen? So all these are something that the UP police has to investigate and then file a conclusive report in this case.